live all of a sudden. But like you just go, hey. Hey guys, Ron Musgrave's Pressure Washing Institute. Contractors First. I am here with Dylan, and if I could say his last name, I would. But Dylan does, we're going to talk tonight, and we're going to talk briefly. So this is going to be a quick podcast, but we're going to talk about his show he has. He has a class on February 16th and the 18th near Orlando, Florida. It's not really in Orlando, or it is in Orlando.
It's right there. It's right there.
Right by Orlando. It's right before the PWNA show, guys. Remember the PWNA right here. They've got a show going on at it's not the same time, but during that week, later in that week. So you guys can kill two birds with one stone. This show is about basically reoccurring residential income. It's really not a show. It's a class, a course that he teaches. Tell us a little bit about it, Dylan. Give us a little bit about your history, though, too. How long have you been doing this? How did you come up with this? A lot of guys out there, they want this. They're tired of chasing. They're on the hamster wheel. They're running ads. They're out there doing one-and-done house washes. Tell us all about this thing, man.
So I started back in 2006. So I've been a cleaning. I call myself the cleaning nerd, and I've been cleaning since 2006. I started out as a window cleaner, and then I sold the business because I thought the only way to make money was to go higher, and I didn't want to go higher cleaning windows. So I sold the business, and I got into carpet cleaning, real hot and heavy with carpet cleaning, carpet, stone polishing, upholstery cleaning, fine area rug cleaning. And eventually, because I could clean and seal tile and grout, I could also clean and seal natural stone. And because I could clean and seal natural stone inside the house, I also could do it on the outside of the house. And that's how it got me into exterior cleaning. So at one point, I was offering 26 different services. So I eventually got my act together, and I got rid of all of those services, and I just started focusing on just exterior cleaning. And I was able to sell pretty well and keep 2 trucks busy. And I thought to myself, is this it? Is this like the best that I can get? Keep 2 trucks busy and sell everything? And so I was listening to a book by Dr. Hardy, who actually is going to be coming to the class, Dr. Benjamin Hardy. He wrote a book with Dan Sullivan called 10X is Easier Than 2X. And so they started to ask questions, and they said, what would your business look like if you 10X'd it? And I was like, well, dang, at the time, I'm only doing like $1,800 average ticket for residential cleaning. I said, what would my life look like if it was like $18,000 per average ticket? I said, I'd have to go commercial. And I said, but I've never been good at commercial. I don't have the equipment for commercial, and commercial never really liked me, and I never really liked it. So I was like, well, what was I good at? So because I've been around for a long time, I had this small group of people, these customers who would call me back on a regular basis. And so I was like, I wonder if I can ask them to make the agreement or our relationship a little bit more formal. So I would go and I would talk to them, and I would pitch the idea. And I had people agree, and they would sign up, and they would give me their card, and I would put their card on file in my Square account before I left, and I had them on an account. And then I found out I was saying the same things. I was drawing stuff on paper. And so I made like a bifold and a pretty sheet, and I got my sales script down. And so I've been able to sell. I have 200 and net. I have 278 residential customers that are paying our company monthly, and we service those customers quarterly with the option to come and do some monthly touch-ups in between if they request it. And so we're making about $65,000 a month just in residential recurring revenue, cards on file, charged monthly.
That's awesome. That's awesome stuff. And like you said, you corrected me, 60,000 a month.
65,000.
65. Correct me again, 65,000.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. That is really nice. And people don't realize that adds up, man. It adds up really quick. And isn't it nice now? This is the best thing that, and when I got into business, it's the same thing, man. I was like, there's no way I want to go around chasing one and done jobs. I just didn't want to do it, man. I also was smart enough to understand that it ain't sustainable.
Right.
You when you're younger, absolutely, you can be on that hamster wheel and you can keep running and you can keep doing it. But at some point in time, you're just like, honey, I don't know if the kids can go to that special school because we may not have enough money next month, or in 6 months,
Right.
and because you don't know, or it would come up at a non-opportune time, right? Like when the off season was there, and all of a sudden you had this thing where they wanted to do this special thing, and you're just like, no, that can't happen. I don't want anybody to be in that position. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not myself or anyone else, because I just don't think that that's the way to run a business. It's just not the way to run a business. You gotta know what you're doing. It's just really important to know what you're doing from one month to the next. So by knowing you're doing $65,000 a month, the real good thing that is I can take care of my people, meaning the people that work for you, because that's the other thing too. What a drag feeling it is to, and how many times is these home service pros, how am I going to get payroll? You know what I mean? I remember this is like 2008 or 9, you know, AC was talking about this. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, I do, we're out there going, hey man, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? Because you're out there, and that was when he was like starting to dabble into the commercial world. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, not nothing against AC's program. I don't knock anything. I mean, he's obviously successful, and there's guys out there that do one and done jobs that are very successful,
Yeah.
and they're working these programs. But like I said, it's not my cup of tea, man. I want to
Right.
know. I want to know. The other thing I want to know is, um, if I step away for 3 months, which I've been away from my business for 3 months, I went away one time and came back, and I was making more money. And my team had a special meeting. They called me in and they said, hey, you were gone for 3 months. We did everything you said. Can you not come in anymore? Like, when you come in, you mess things up, and I'm like, okay, I won't come in anymore. I'm out of here, and that was 1996, and I never came in again. So,
That's awesome.
and that's where we're at today.
Yeah, I love that. That's the dream, is to be able to. I heard someone say, leave for a week and then come back and find out where your business fell apart and fix that, and keep doing that.
Absentee ownership, man. It is great. It is great. Tell us your story, Barry. Dylan told us his. Tell it you. Let's hear yours.
How I got started?
No, how you want reoccurring revenue. I mean, I know you do residential too, but and you do it. I want to say probably more as a side gig. Is that accurate? Am I wrong?
Well, we're about 80-20, if not 85-15
It's a
commercial and
side gig.
residential.
It's a
Well,
side gig.
but the thing is, we do mid to high end residential, and we do the same thing, sort of what Elon does, but we service them a couple times a year. Maybe not 4 times a year yet, but we're going to implement that this year, where we go and do everything on their property. We do gutter cleaning, window cleaning quarterly. We do gutter cleaning, relief removal. We do the driveway. We do the house. We do everything, just kind of like what he does. But on a less scale, with it's less clients. Like, we may have 50 like that we do and handle, but most of those own all the company. Like, all my commercial clients, I also do all of their houses.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
so
Nice.
if I'm doing people that, they have hotels, they have vehicle dealerships, they have own restaurants, own oil companies, own fast food restaurants. We do their houses as well, a couple of times a year. So, and then we do their families' houses. So I may have one client that I handle 40 of their commercial, 50 of their commercial locations, but I also handle 10 of their residences. Their brothers, their sisters, their in-laws, et cetera, like that. So that's kind of how we're set up to do kind of like what Dylan does on a different, but it's kind of the same because we obviously have a card on file and it just bills. So essentially the
Nice.
same. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at, Ron.
Don't worry about it. I'm back. I had to. Can you believe it, man? My light went out.
But yeah, that's listen. I'm looking forward to coming there and seeing you, Dylan. I'm gonna come early and come check you out, buddy. You know, we'll come down there. I may even come to your event. You know, if it can
Hey,
line up
all
with
right.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk off of here about that, and I'll see if it can line up
Well,
with everything I got going.
everybody said he's changing the industry. Every time you hear a guy talk, they say Dylan's changing the industry.
Yes, he's doing amazing things, and like I said, he is. You know, go check his videos out, man. He's got some interesting videos about
He's got
how
a
he does his demos.
he's got a oh, I want to hear that. I want to hear about how he does demos, but he's got a question.
Go
You
ahead,
want to
Dylan. You
read?
got a question?
So he said, John says, do you give clients the option of not going on a monthly plan? No, I pull out the gun and I said, you're going on a monthly plan and you're giving me your card before I leave. No, I'm just kidding. No, we'll actually offer them. The way I teach people is when you get started, you want to make sure you offer the maintenance plan and then let them look over it. And then while they're looking over it, go around and take your photos and then go back into your truck, write down your one-time plan and bring it back inside. And that gives you the opportunity to close them when you first offer the maintenance plan. It gives you a soft close there. And then it gives you a second opportunity to close them after you show them the one-time option. So you're technically showing them 5 different options to do business with you. It's totally different from, hey, can you come clean my driveway? Yeah, it's $150. Okay, thanks. Yeah, let's do it. So it's a more sophisticated sales process, but it's pretty easy when you understand it.
So my monthly maintenance on a fast food place is probably in the mid 400 range for monthly service, right? 450, 485 monthly. And my one-time price can be from 15 to 1850. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I try to explain that to guys all the time. I'm like, you have to make it aggressive enough that, and the only way you make it aggressive enough, not saying you're making it cheap, you have to make the one-time price so much that it's a no-brainer for them to say, yeah, let me get on the maintenance, you know,
because we have the customers, everybody has a comparative mind. So you have to be able to show that. You're 100% correct. You got to show the difference to them.
Let me add something to that. It's the same concept as commercial because what we're doing. We're not selling our price, like I just said earlier. We're selling our value. We're partnering with them. So what Dylan's doing essentially, like your landscaper, that's monthly. Your pest control, he's just offering an all-exclusive service for everything house-related. You know, pool cage, windows, stuff like that. They're already doing it with the pest control people. They're already doing it with your landscaper. Basically, you're taking that out of their head, like, oh, I have to call somebody in spring. I have to call somebody in the fall. It's already done. It's automatic. Billed every month. You don't have to worry about it. And if there's an emergency, you can call Dylan for special touch-ups. Correct, Dylan?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And that's how we do in commercial. When we're out there with commercial, you know, we're reducing slip hazard. We're focusing on the front of the stores and the sides, the customer parking, making sure they don't have any liabilities. It's always, and like I said, if there's any issues between visits, we take care of, just like Dylan does.
I'm not
Absolutely.
laughing at you, Barry. I'm just talking. I
Okay.
just want him to answer this next question. He's got a testimonial and a new customer, all in one sentence. How do you like it?
Yeah, Kenneth and Hoel. Kenneth and Hoel are up there in Indiana, and they're in the cold weather climate. So I teach cold weather guys that if you got to be relevant all year long. And so my background is, I kind of thought I was a little bit of a failure because I just offered so many different services in my life. But now I know how to do, like, for example, carpet cleaning. There's a soft washing option for carpet cleaning. You don't have to spend $30,000 to get a hot water extraction unit to do carpet cleaning well. You can get into carpet cleaning for like you could actually rent a machine at Lowe's or Home Depot and do proper carpet cleaning if you know what you're doing. And you can clean carpet like a son of a gun and just rent a machine. So I know how to do the soft washing side of all of the intricate interior stuff too. So I'm kind of in a unique situation where I could talk to the interior guys and I can also talk to the exterior guys. And so now we've got just exterior only, we've got just interior only, and we also have a hybrid where people can do interior and exterior all year long.
Hey, in Chicago or LA, you ain't using a truck mount. You know what I mean? you're using a portable.
Yeah.
There's no way, and you're going to pull it out of the back of a Prius.
Right.
Anyway, well, hey man, I mean, I don't know this question here. What's the best cleaning expo? I'm kind of biased. I mean, my own. I mean, that's the best one. That's the best one I've ever been to. But I don't know. There's more to that question because it's kind of loaded. Are you talking about from the trade show aspect, the education aspect, the networking aspect? Barry and I aren't going to get into it, but possibly the drinking aspect. But yeah. These guys, there's something I never can say I went to a place that was absolutely horrible in the industry. I watched some guys talk to their tennis shoes for 3 hours, and I tried to tell the guy running the thing to get that guy off the stage like 5 minutes after he started talking to his tennis shoes, but they let him talk to his tennis shoes for 3 more hours. So I went to lunch. So I don't know how much he talked to his tennis shoes after I left after the first,
What do you mean? He was looking down at his feet?
You've been there with the bad speaker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to get the bad speaker out, but other than that, I think every show I've ever went to, there's always been some sort of value. I will finish this question that's loaded up with this, and I said it a million times. You have to come with a coachable mindset and an open mind. And if you come that way where you're going to learn something and you're looking for it, you will get some value out of it. If you come with a big head and say, I'm never going to learn anything, you probably will leave the show disappointed. And you probably should have never packed your bag and went in the first place. Because if you know everything, you don't got to go. Okay.
Yeah. Let me add to that. Never stop learning. There's guys that just started that can teach us that's been doing it forever, things that we didn't know. You always want to be not the brightest one in the room. You always want to be learning. I mean, period.
Does anybody know what a water dam is? No, I'll teach you guys. Yeah. A water dam controls the water, and you don't build a water dam with an actual, like a beaver. You build it with water. That's why they call it a water dam. Barry will get this when I tell him. If you wet the asphalt or the concrete off the edge of a gas station, and then you push the water out from that dam you built, all the water running on a low spot will run into the water dam, come down both sides, and it'll run right where you made the path. And lots of guys don't know that. And that means you don't have to clean the whole parking lot up. You just have to clean the area where the water went.
And that's, what's when we were saying that, it reminds me of part of what I teach in some of my hands-on training about, every single step when you're setting up for a commercial site is strategic, right? And it's systematic and it can be duplicated and it's proper. Like, for instance, there's high and low points. You want to find your high point where the water's going to flow. And it's all about controlling the upside and controlling the water. And it even goes more, we can get EPA clean water.
I thought you would know what a water dam was dealing because you've been to somebody's training that teaches that. I just thought you would know. I'm not going to say their name again, but
I'm not as bright as I look.
This side of you is really bright.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Hey, let me. Any tips on how you can protect yourself from liabilities. Yeah, I use company cam and I document every single inch that I touch before and after, and that gets saved forever. That's what I do. That's one of my, and I have a checklist for all of my groups, all of my guys. Every single truck and trailer has a checklist that they have to do before they can check off the job site. And guess what? Not just do it, but take photos of them doing it. Everything from 5 rounds to putting the cones in the back of the truck, securing the ladders, securing everything on the truck. Because guess what? If something flies off going down the interstate, it's not going to be good, especially if there's a motorcycle behind you.
Yeah, we do the
So,
same thing. If there's no picture, it didn't happen.
yes, absolutely. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That is an awesome, awesome thing, you guys. Well, guys, here's the reality of it. There is the link, guys, that I'm sending out right there. There is the link, sub-club.com. If you guys want more information for Dealin's events, because he's doing these things all the time. He's not stopping. I think you got inadvertently invited to Chicago. I don't know if you want to come, but if you want to come, let's pursue it but I don't know. I'm questioning, does the reoccurring work? But you just said you got a guy up there that's knocking it out of the park. So maybe it does.
It works.
I only lost about 36 days in Chicago when I washed there a year. 36 days out of 365 days. That's what? A fraction of the time. It meant that if you took off a Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, you were going to be working Friday, Saturday that week when the weather was better. I mean, and that's really what it all boils down to. I don't even remember a stretch of weather that I couldn't work in. You know what I mean? Like there was really no big stretches because people don't realize, I don't think they understand this. The fleet wash industry in Alaska is moving 24 hours a day. I mean, they don't stop washing. Trucks even get dirtier in Chicago than they do in Florida. You know what I mean? So they have to be washed more frequently and they have to be washed often. And here we go, Barry. I'm going to plug it. It's not about the cosmetics or the brand. It's about safety because if their gear and their equipment is not clean, they're going to get a DOT violation, period. That's it.
Hey, listen, Ron. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna post a video. I've went to gas stations with 3 inches of ice in certain areas, and power washed the ice away while it was still cold, and then to put salt down. You know what I'm saying? Around islands and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, dude. Like that's part of that. Like most guys, I'm not gonna go out when it's ice on the ground. Do that. Guess what? Then somebody else will. You know?
Yeah. You go all year round. I go all year round. Everybody goes all year round.
Of Ron, course, I get calls at 3 in the morning.
I don't own pants, but that's the
Ron, I've gotten calls at 3 in the morning for spills, like 200 or 300 gallons of fuel spill that I have to go clean up because of my reclaim system before it gets out, and it's
Absolutely. You have to. It's an emergency. Nobody.
Yes.
Who's going to not do it? If, like you just said, if you don't do it, somebody else will, and they'll get the money, and then they'll get the reoccurring business as well.
And there's a lot of money. You're talking thousands of dollars.
They'll get
with
the recurring
hazmat
business. So I don't know, man. I look like I'm from Florida, and you look like you're from Chicago, Dealin. What's going on?
I have no warm blood in me at all anymore. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah originally, and if it even thinks about getting cold out here, I'm just a big wimp now. I'm the guy I used to make fun of when I first came down. I'm such a pansy.
You're that guy now. All right. Well, hey, anything you want to say in the final words? Barry, you go first, and I'll let Dealin close it. Dealin, you're taking us out. I'm done. I'm not going to say another thing. Barry, say what you want to say. Oh, by the way, hold on, though. Guys, all these shows, man, CETA, PWNA, IWCA, all in Orlando, right by Dealin. Dealin's teaching thing is going to be right by them, and it's going to be in February. What are the dates again, Dealin, again? What are they?
February 16th, 17th, and 18th.
16th, 17th, and 18th. and I'm out for the night. I've enjoyed this night. One hell of a night. 3 podcasts in a row. Barry, you add in what you want to add in, and Dylan's going to just take it all out.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to encourage everyone to go to as many shows as possible. It's less than the cost of a house wash for most of these places. The big conventions. I don't know. I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm telling you, I have learned so much and made so many connections that I still have to this day by going to these. So if I can leave you with one nugget, it's not how much it costs. How much does it cost not to go? And I'm leaving with that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I want to thank you for having me on here and supporting the cause. Um, I like the idea of helping companies not have the hard conversation with the wife when you say you can't make payroll and what are we going to do. And I like the idea of teaching guys how to have more confidence and freedom in their business. And so it's really rewarding. I like teaching people. My class is not a big sales thing. It's a true educational conference where you're going to learn a lot of the stuff of what I do. So you could take what I do and you could take all the good stuff that you like and apply it into your business. And so it would be an honor if you came and checked out the class. And I'm excited to have another one. So appreciate you letting me be on.
Awesome stuff, man. And hey, come on anytime. And I guess tonight is the announcement. Barry, are we doing this thing more often, frequently, consistently? What are we doing?
Man, I'll jump on whenever with anybody. It doesn't matter. It's all about. I'll be in a truck. I'll be in an airplane. I'll be in my office. I may be in Puerto Rico, but I'm here. As long as I got internet.
Good night, guys. We'll see you on the next one. We're out.
Be careful. Bye.